Season 22 launches on August 22nd. With the next season, we are getting a reprise raid from Destiny 1 / Destiny 2. And if you haven't seen my other video, you should go and watch it, because apparently it has been leaked on the API of Destiny that Scourge of the Past is in the game files. And this is big, as if you guys didn't know, Scourge of the Past was a raid that was introduced in the Black Armory of Year 2, and it's being speculated, and with it being in the database, everyone is calling it the reprise raid for next season, and I guess that's what it's going to be. Of course, you got to take a lot of these things with a grain of salt, and we don't know if Bungie's going to reprise many other raids or Wrath will come into the game, but it's looking very likely that Scourge of the Past is coming next season. So we're going to do a little bit of a preview for this raid if you guys haven't, played it. Many of you guys joined Destiny in the time when New Light came into the game, which was around, Shadowkeep Beyond Light, and then after Beyond Light, usually that's when everything just went to the DCV. Thanks, DCV, you screwed and took half of my game, but, that's how it is sometimes. Hopefully we can get that content back one day, but here we are. We're going to go into the Scourge of the Past preview, but if you guys don't mind, please be sure to subscribe, as only 5% who watch my videos actually subscribe. We're trying to get the 30K. Thanks for all the support. It really means a lot. Let's get right into it. Now, Scourge of the Past was again introduced in the Black Armory, and it was a Fallen raid, which is good because I have said a couple times in the leak videos that next season is going to focus more on the Fallen, as we are focusing a lot on the Hive, and I could see more of a Aramis plot type deal. Now, with this raid, it was focused in the abandoned part of the last city, and it was taken into account that we would have to go in there and find a lost vault from the Black Armory, and we would have to destroy the Insurrection Prime, big boss guy. Now, apparently, if you guys don't know, if you go to the Elixir Quarter, well, not this season because it's not there anymore, but it comes in then and again, that last time we were in the Elixir Quarter in the, of course, Season of Plunder, we would see the Insurrection Prime actually being harvested or being, contained in that said social space. So we don't know if that would come back to be the final boss. I have seen a lot of leaks saying that we don't know if it's true or not. We have to wait and see that Aramis would play a part of being maybe a raid boss for it. I would definitely love to see it. Aramis is a cool villain, and I feel like she might be able to have maybe a raid cameo or something, and I don't know how they're going to conclude her story, but it's something nice to have if we're not going to fight the Insurrection Prime, but a lot of people do like the boss, as it was pretty cool of how Bungie, did it with having, 3 DPS phases around the boss during its final fight. Now, with Scourge of the Past, it had 4 encounters, basically. At the first hollow map encounter, where you drop into the Bazaar district in the last city, you'd go around rooftops trying to, of course, locate, enemies that had all these, said buffs and batteries and all this stuff, and go back to the original point of a hollow map and put it in for a couple, runs. That's how basically the use of it, but it was a more of an open wide type area, and it was nice because it wasn't just something concise or some small area. The next area was going to be actually a cool area where you would have to be using your Sparrow to go along this kind of cool ramp area, while a blazing servitor would come and just follow you, and if you were too close to it, it would just kill you instantly. So it was a nice Sparrow encounter. It's one of my favorites, and apparently the people who did Wrath actually made parts of this raid, so it's nice to have that vibe. And then the last 2 encounters were the Insurrection Prime's Phase 1 and Phase 2 said, encounters, which was nice because we got like a total of 4. So it's considered to me a raid. Many say it's not, many say it's easy. It was considered easy to many, but I just love the aesthetic of it because it's cool to have a raid in the last city. Now, with this just being said, I know many of you are going to ask, well, apparently Anarchy was the said raid exotic for Scourge of the Past, and with a lot of you and a lot of people in the game already have Anarchy, what would they do with the raid exotic? Well, Bungie has confirmed that's the raid that they're reprising. If it's already in the game, like the exotic, that they would reprise it, the raid still, but they would bring a brand new exotic. So anyways, if it was going to be Wrath, as Outbreak Perfect is already in the game, it would be a new exotic anyway. So it would be really cool to see a new exotic for Scourge of the Past. I would guess that it's going to be something very reminiscent to the Anarchy vibe, so maybe more of a Fallen type technology weapon. So still, I would be so on board for that type of stuff. Or if it is really Crota's End, then see the launch of Necrochasm. Who knows? Time will tell on that front. Now, with the weapons for Scourge of the Past, we had a total of 4 on the legendary front. Now, this is very strange because usually when raids come back, people have said, oh, it's gonna be the top most popular 6 weapons that return, and 4 weapons kind of seems a bit lackluster in my opinion. Usually it would be 6 for raids, so we don't know if Bungie will add more to this, but the weapons we know is that the threat level shotgun would make a return, the tempered dynamo fusion rifle, the beveling giant rocket launcher, and the no-feeling scout rifle. Now, I love the threat level shotgun. It was one of the best shotguns in the time of Black Armory, and I think a lot of people use it throughout the year 2 phase because shotguns were just so immensely powerful during that time. So you would see the return of all those 4 legendary weapons with a brand new exotic. Also, give or take maybe 2 new weapons entirely, with new perks, of course, and probably Bungie would, take advantage of making new enhanced perks that would be, very optimal for the said meta and sandbox for that given season. You would also see the armor sets return, but I gotta admit, guys, a lot of people didn't like the vibe of the armor sets. Soon Bungie might make some huge changes. Like, hell, look at the dungeon armor that we got this season with the Hive. A lot of people loved the aesthetic and called it one of the best armor sets. And if Bungie was going to reprise a raid like this, I don't think the armor for Scourge of the Past was the best, similar to maybe much less to how people, saw Chronosuro's armor, which was, let's just say, much better. So you might see a lot of changes to the armor, or if Bungie doesn't, do that, then Bungie might just add the armor in a year 6 type phase with, of course, armor 3.0, 4.0. I don't even know what armor phase we're on at this point, with, of course, the mods too. So yes, this is going to be very interesting. Of course, you would see that you would have all the 4 encounters return with the weapons, but I gotta admit, guys, time will tell if this raid, meets people's expectations. I know a lot of people, there has been a lot of people, very upset if this is the move that Bungie goes with. And I've seen a lot of people saying it would be nice to have this raid come back because a lot of people haven't played it. Me personally, I like Chronosuro. That was just that's how I loved it. I know I was a fan of that one way more than this, but overall it was not like a terrible raid. And I could see Bungie implement maybe Wrath of the Machine type vibes into this. Of course, if you guys like the reception of Vault of Glass and King's Fall, you could see a lot of those similar changes to those raids go into a raid such as this. But we don't know how much time Bungie has been working on it. Again, with King's Fall, just to let you guys know, when the Witch Queen was revealed, they already were hinting and teasing at it, and it looked like Bungie already had a plan at the time. And with this raid, we didn't get any confirmation in the Lightfall reveal last August, so I don't know how long Bungie has been working on it, or if they had to change plans. And if this comes true, then it looks like Wrath of the Machine, if it was going to come, would have to be the next whole year round, which would be like, I don't know, season 25, season 24, I don't even know at this point. So it would be a while until we see the next, reprise raid. So time will tell. Again, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys did, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.